Bubba Ho-Tep came out in 2003, and it stars one of my favorites, Bruce Campbell. Most people know Bruce Campbell as Ash from the Evil Dead series, but if you're not too familiar with him, you may have missed Bubba Ho-Tep. Bruce Campbell in this one plays Elvis Presley. Yes, the Elvis Presley. You see, it turns out that Elvis got tired of all the fame, so he switched his identity with an Elvis impersonator.
I wanted out. And this boy, Sebastian Haff, he was an Elvis imitator. He's the best of them. He took my place. Problem is he had a bad heart. We like drugs too.
And it was the impersonator who died, not Elvis. So now the real Elvis is stuck living in a nursing home where nobody believes him.
Good morning, Elvis.
And he can't prove he's the real Elvis because he lost his copy of the contract in a barbecue accident.
Thing was, I lost my copy in a barbecue accident.
So the real Elvis is stuck living his days out in Mud Creek Nursing Home with, get this, President Kennedy. Yeah, after his assassination, the CIA was able to save his life and replaced his missing brains with sand. And oh yeah, they dyed him black.
Jack, no offense, but President Kennedy was a white man.
That's how clever they are. They dyed me this color, all over.
If this premise seems crazy to you, buckle up, because it gets even better. An ancient Egyptian mummy gets reincarnated near the old folks' home, where it wanders the halls at night, sucking the souls from all the old people.
What we have here at Shady Rest is an Egyptian soul sucker of some sort.
And it's up to Elvis and President Kennedy to save the day. This movie's premise is absolute bananas. And trust me, it doesn't stop with the crazy plot. This level of creativity is all over the place. The scenes, the characters, the dialogue.
Would you like a ding-dong? Oh, I don't mean mine. I mean a chocolate ding-dong. Of course, mine would be chocolate now that I have been dyed.
And it's not just Elvis and Kennedy that are written so well. The nursing home is filled with so many unique and hilarious characters. There's a woman who wanders the halls stealing things from the other old people. There's an old man who thinks he's the Lone Ranger.
It's an ambush. Under the bridge. I saw him under the bridge.
The mummy is hilarious too. It's not some important pharaoh like you'd think. It's just some random dude from back in the day.
One of the lesser mummies on loan from the Egyptian government was being circulated all over the United States.
What, you mean like King Tut or whatever?
No, more like King Tut's brother.
He even writes like trashy gossip in the bathroom stall in hieroglyphics, and everybody thinks it's mysterious.
Cleopatra does the nasty.
Now, don't let the silly premise and funny characters fool you. Sure, this movie is funny.
Don't make me use my stuff on you, baby.
But it also doesn't let you forget that it's a horror movie. Some of the scenes are legit tense. This movie can get real creepy and real unsettling.
Help me.
And the mummy looks great. I mean, the costume here is on par with other big budget horror movies, if not better. This movie is also surprisingly touching. Elvis has some real satisfying growth as a character. When we meet him, he's just some washed up has-been who doesn't even have the will to take care of himself.
What do I care? I got a growth hormone picker.
He's a bitter old man who relies on the staff to do everything for him. But as the movie goes on, he investigates the mummy and he starts to feel important. And this breathes some life back into him.
I was thinking about something that interested me, not my next meal or going to the crapper. I'd have been given a dose of life again.
He gets out of bed more often. He starts taking care of himself. He even stands up to the nursing staff and asserts his independence.
It's time for you now.
You f*** off, you patronizing bitch.
This isn't just a funny horror movie. It really does have some heart, which is rare in horror movies nowadays. And I love this movie for that. I think the quality of this movie is owed to the fact that it's independent. This is what you get when a big production company isn't involved. I mean, sure, it was never a huge commercial success, but it's such a creative and genuine story which could never have been told by Paramount or Warner Brothers. They would have taken away from the more subtle touches to throw in a bunch of extra scenes with cheap CGI and stupid jump scares, not to mention the stupid love story subplot that they would have crammed in that nobody would have cared about.
Why didn't you come back? I was so worried about that. We work together.
Now, I heard they wanted to make this into some sort of, like, Bubba franchise, where Elvis would battle various monsters, like vampires and werewolves, but it fell through, and they never made it. And at first I was upset, because, I mean, who wouldn't want more movies like this? But more often than not, sequels tend to ruin what made the original special in the first place. So I suppose it's better to settle with one great movie, rather than run the risk of having this become some annoying franchise that won't go away. That's not to say they can't, they just haven't. Yet. So go check this out before New Line comes along and ruins it. Thanks everyone. My name's Kenny, and until next time, let's not just watch movies, let's talk about them too.